All right, so I'm getting a lot of questions by email on this one. So I thought I'd just make a video and answer everybody's questions all at once. So suppose that a box contains 7 cameras and 5 of them are defective. A sample of 2 cameras is selected at random. Find or define the random variable x as the number of defective cameras in the sample. All right, so I'm taking a sample of size 2. I've got 7 cameras. 5 of them are defective, so that means 2 of them are good, right? So I've got 2 good cameras and I've got 5 bad cameras. And we're going to take a sample of size 2, and it says the probability distribution where x is a number of defective cameras. So x equals the number of bad cameras. All right, so if I'm only taking a sample of size 2 and I'm counting up the number of bad cameras that I can have, then that means x could either equal 0 or 1 or 2. So that's the left-hand side of the box here. Because if I select 2 cameras, I might get both good, or I might get 1 good and 1 bad, or I might get 2 bad. So what could this look like? If I've got no bad cameras, then that means I've got 2 good cameras. If I've got 1 bad camera, then that means I might have a good and then a bad, or I might have a bad and then a good. And then if I've got 2 bad cameras, then the only way that can happen is if it's bad and then bad. All right. So this is the sample space. So what's this particular probability? This problem is in the binomial section for the book, but it's really not a binomial problem because it's a conditional probability question, because the sample size is so small that when I pull a camera, the probability of the next camera being either good or bad has significantly changed from the first camera's probability of being good or bad. So therefore I can't treat this as a binomial problem. So it's a little bit deceiving because it's in that binomial section. So what do? Well, first I get a good pen. So it's good and then good. So there's a total of 2 good cameras. So the probability that the first one is good is 2 out of 7. Then the probability the next one's good is 1 out of 6. Multiply those together and we get 2 out of 42. For this one, it could be good and then bad. Well, if it's good and then bad, the first one being good would be 2 out of 7. And then the next one being bad, well, there's 5 bad still, so there's 5 out of 6. So that's 10 out of 42. But it could have happened the other way around. It could have been bad first, which would have been 5 out of 7. And then the next one being good would be 2 out of 6, which is also 10 out of 42. So that's total of 20 out of 42 ways for this one. So this one is 2 out of 42. This one's 20 out of 42. And then this last one is going to be bad and then bad. So that's going to be 5 out of 7 times, my pen is really dead. So you'll have to enjoy the pink pen. So that's 5 out of 7 times, and then the next one being bad would be 4 out of 6. So that's also 20 out of 42. So there's my probabilities: 2 out of 42, 20 out of 42, and then the last one is 20 out of 42. I hope that helps.